What is up everyone, it is Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you back to another video. Today we're going to be doing the third episode of What If Goku and TURLES Were Twins? If you end up liking today's video, then please consider subscribing. It is free and you can always unsubscribe later. Also, if you want to join my Discord server, then there is a link to that in the description of the video. You can talk to me and my community, grind for rolls, hang out, and if you put your art in the Artex channel and 10 people vote with a star, it will get featured at the end of a video. Also, if you want to support me and the channel, then you can become a channel member. There's a link in the description of the video to become one. There are multiple tiers, and each of them give you more and more perks. If you want to see another parts of the series, then get this video to 500 likes. And with all of that out of the way, let's get into the third episode of What If Goku and TURLES Were Twins? Trunks has arrived in Mount Paozu in search of Goku, and when he arrives, he sees Goku and TURLES training together. Goku and TURLES stop sparring, and they walk over to Trunks, and they ask who he is. His energy seems somewhat familiar for some strange reason, but they have never met before. Trunks isn't sure if he should say this with TURLES here, however he remembers what Gohan told him about TURLES, so he decides it is fine. He tells both Goku and TURLES that he is the son of Vegeta from the future. He has came back in time because in 3 years there will be 2 androids who will show up and they will wreak havoc on the Earth. All the Z fighters get killed by them, including Piccolo, meaning nobody could be revived. Goku asks what happened to him in the future. Did the androids kill him as well? Trunks shakes his head, saying Goku died by a heart virus sometime before the androids arrived. In fact, that is another reason he is here. He then gives Goku the medicine to the heart virus, and he tells Goku to use it whenever he feels any heart pains. TURLES then asks how he died, and Trunks says that from what he heard from Gohan, TURLES was the only one to ever contest the androids in strength. Gohan told him that TURLES was stronger than one of the androids, however both of the androids worked together, and even then, they still struggled to kill TURLES. TURLES is angered at his own weakness. He should have been able to deal with the androids. Trunks tells Goku and TURLES that he will be back in 3 years to see how everything turns out. He then gets back in his time machine and goes back to the future. TURLES and Goku then going around to the other Z fighters and warning them about the threat of the androids. We then skip 3 years into the future. TURLES unlocking Super Saiyan during this time, and TURLES finally got his own gi much like his future timeline counterpart. Gohan is also on the verge of unlocking Super Saiyan, but he just needs a little push. Just to scale everyone, TURLES is the strongest, having a much stronger base form than anyone else, and Super Saiyan was quite natural for him to reach, since he did nearly reach Super Saiyan on Namek, however Frieza interfered with that. Goku is in second, his training with TURLES and Gohan closing some of the gap in power between himself and TURLES, and since Goku is the first to reach Super Saiyan, he has better control over it. Vegeta is behind Goku. Without the Zenkais on Namek, he would more than likely be weaker than his canon self. However, for the sake of things being simple, we will just make him at the level of the canon self through his determination alone. Behind Vegeta is Gohan. Gohan having stronger base form than Vegeta, however without Super Saiyan, Vegeta does get ahead. Piccolo is weaker than his canon self, seeing as he never went to Namek and absorbed Nail, while Krillin is a bit stronger than his canon self. Everyone else's power remains the same, so we now head to when the androids arrive, and Goku is facing off against Android 19. The heart virus struck like in canon, so while Goku was taken away, TURLES then begins to demolish Android 19, and Vegeta shows up and begins to do the same with Gero. TURLES would defeat Android 19 even easier than Vegeta does in canon, and Gero would create a distraction in order to escape and release Android 17 and Android 18. Vegeta still having his fight with Android 18, but when the others are about to take on Android 17, TURLES just puts his arm in front of them, telling them to let him handle it. They would all reluctantly agree, and they would watch as TURLES transforms into a Super Saiyan and engages in combat with Android 17. TURLES having the clear advantage, which leads to Android 16 helping Android 17, and with the 2 androids working together, Android 16 being even stronger than Android 17 and 18, TURLES is being overpowered. This is when Vegeta and Android 18 show back up, Android 18 beating Vegeta as per usual, and TURLES is defeated shortly after. The other Z fighters would try to step in, however they are all quickly knocked out, and like in canon, the android would leave them alive, and Krillin would still get a kiss from Android 18. The androids then leave in search of Goku. The androids did at first think Turles was Goku, however Android 16 identified him as Goku's brother Turles. We now head to Piccolo arguing with Kami on the lookout. Piccolo wants Kami and himself to fuse, however Kami disagrees. Even if they were to fuse, they wouldn't have enough strength to best the androids, and they would have no Dragon Balls. They should just wait for Goku to wake up, so then him and Turles can fight the androids together. But in the end, Kami would reluctantly fuse with Piccolo, making Piccolo a lot stronger, however being slightly weaker than his canon self, meaning when Piccolo fights against Imperfect Cell, their fight is a lot more close, and Cell still escapes like normal. We now head to when Goku, Gohan, Turles, Vegeta and Trunks arrive on the lookout to use the time chamber. Vegeta and Trunks go into the time chamber first, but now there's 3 people remaining, and there's not enough food for 3 people. Goku looks at Turles nodding in understanding. Goku gets down on a knee and he looks at Gohan, saying he will train with Gohan in the time chamber. Gohan is shocked, saying that Turles is already way stronger than him and already has Super Saiyan. Turles tells Gohan that he agrees with Goku's decision. Besides, right now, he is the only one who can hold off the androids other than Goku and maybe Piccolo. So if Vegeta and Trunks' training is lackluster, then they will need someone who can defend against the androids. We then head to Piccolo's fight with Android 17. Turles, Goku and Gohan sensing this from the lookout. Because Piccolo is a bit weaker than his canon self, he is losing in the fight, which leads to Turles deciding to go and help. Goku wants to stop him, however he knows there is no change in Turles' mind, so he just lets it happen. Turles can handle himself, and Piccolo does need help. So this means Turles shows up and he kicks Android 17 away, stating that it is time they have their rematch. Turles looks at Piccolo, as if saying that Piccolo should take on Android 18 since she seems like the weakest android. Piccolo nods, as Android 16 and Android 17 ready themselves to face Turles, as Android 18 readies herself to face Piccolo. All of them fighting, and after Turles getting a Zenkai from his last fight with the androids, his fight with Android 16 and Android 17 is a bit more even, however the androids do still overpower him nevertheless. Their fight would continue until Cell eventually arrives. Turles and Piccolo sensing this instantly, and all of the fighting stops, as the androids look towards Cell. Just to be clear, since some of you may be wondering, this Cell does not have Frieza or King Cold's DNA, since they never went to Earth. However, he would have the DNA of Turles, so Imperfect Cell should be weaker, however he simply absorbed more humans to compensate. Android 17 gets cocky, rushing at Cell, however Cell effortlessly evades 17's attacks, and he then begins to beat on his android brother. Android 16 would then begin his heated battle with Cell, Piccolo being confused why Turles doesn't step in, as Turles just closes his eyes and senses the battle in front of him. This would lead to everyone believing Cell is dead. However, this is when Cell would dig out of the ground behind Android 17, and he would absorb him to the shock of everyone, and would become semi-perfect Cell. Now 16 can't even touch Cell, as Turles finally steps in. Cell looks at Turles with a grin on his face. Turles simply cracks his neck, and to the shock of everyone, Turles takes off weights. Turles tells Cell that he has to admit, he thought the ginger android actually had the better of him, but anyone with his DNA could never be beaten so easily. The two then stare each other down, smirking as they get in their fighting stances. And that is where we're going to end things off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to like, comment and please do subscribe. It is quick and easy to do. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to Darko Rocktansky, Froderick Frankenstein and Yeti Myth for becoming channel members. If you want to be shouted out at the end of a video and get other perks like the channel members here, then there is a link in the description down below to become a channel member. It greatly supports me and it helps me immensely. With all of that out of the way, hope to see you all in the next episode of What If Goku and Turles Were Twins?